The following podcast contains some strong language and adult themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Enjoy. In a world of 18 minutes.
In a world.
In a world.
Ooh, you got a good voice for that.
Yeah, I can do it. Yes.
Will you say Becky like that? I don't know why.
Becky.
That works. It definitely works.
I snorted like a piglet. Welcome to One Good Thing. Let's start it. Let's two.
I think we run. Okay. Hey, it's Drew.
Wait,
here.
I'm not on you. You got to be on you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go
hey,
ahead.
guys, it's Drew, and
I'm Ed.
And this is One More Good Thing, an official podcast, the first podcast, a huge podcast.
Second edition
Well,
podcast.
second. Yes.
Technically first. I guess you're right. So the first episode was 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. 0 is a number.
Technically an episode.
I like it.
Welcome to One More Good Thing, where we talk about one good thing a little bit more. And we take this from our previous show, right? If you guys don't understand how this works, this is a standalone podcast. You do not have to know anything about anything going on here, except for the fact that Ed and I are going to talk about something that we talked about on a kids show. This whole premise, when you say it like that, sounds totally bizarre.
Ludicrous. It sounds crazy. I think it'll actually work. But it's like, here's the thing. It's like we're 20 minutes into the podcast and people are like, okay, are you going to do it? Like our intro is.
So yes, there's a few inside jokes, but if you listen long enough, we're going to let you in on those as we go along and tell these jokes and make stories. On this episode, our one good thing that we're going to talk about, this piece, this one more good thing, the thing that we want to talk about for this particular piece is friendship or friends. Let's talk about friends.
Close friends.
Close friends.
Yes.
Or any friends. How about just friends in general? Because I think that's a conversation. I think it's an interesting conversation to have when we start talking about it as adults versus like we just talked about it like on a kid show style.
Sure.
And we tell kids all the time, we're like, hey, you're going to have lots of friends. You're going to make lots of friends. Go out there and make friends. We say things like that. You're a dad now.
Yeah.
How's that work? How's that working out for you? Tell your kid to go make friends. How's that going for you?
Well, it's funny. I think growing up, I think as children we think about making friends a lot, and I think as an adult you don't realize how hard it is to make or keep or hold what a true friend is, maybe.
Well, into that point.
Yeah.
How do you describe a true friend?
I guess one that maybe gives back a little.
Yeah.
Would be nice. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people. I felt this way a lot. I have a lot of friends, but also some of those people that I felt like became more than friends. I realized after some amount of time or a long amount of time, it's like, wait a second, I'm giving everything and I'm not really getting anything. I wasn't expecting anything in return, really. But when you call on those people and you actually need help, it's kind of hard to get a hold of anyone. And I think that fucking sucks. I don't know another way to say it.
I'm totally with you. I think it's, I don't remember, I don't want to attribute this wrong because I don't want to mess it up. But I heard a quote a long time ago. I mentioned this to you on the phone. By the way, we talk on the phone as friends because half the time we're like, no, don't tell me anymore. Save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not lying. We had a conversation, and one of the things I told you was I'd heard this quote or read it or whatever, that a true friend will stab you in the front.
Oof.
Right? And you think about those things, and I think about them, And it's like, well, wait a second. I've had a few true friends completely come up to me. I have a friend, Mr. Pickles. I mean, that's literally what my kids and we call him.
Very common name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very common. It's a standard name for your best.
Is that his first name or is like?
It's actually Richard.
Really?
No, this is tragic. His last name.
Oh no! Now I'm the bad guy because of Richard Pickles.
No, true story. His last name is actually Needle. I'm not making that part up.
I'm glad. So if you switch those around, he'd be.
No, his dad's name is actually Richard.
Okay.
So his dad is. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Okay.
Right. His dad's a great guy. His first nicest guy. Mr. Pickles probably won't watch this, but he'll understand that cue. I'll tell you about that off camera.
Okay.
So nicest guy, but I talk to him on the regular. I talk to him every day, but he is the guy that will tell me, like we've worked together as creatives. He's another creative guy. That's how I know. And I've come apart, like full blown come apart, like the director's temper tantrum.
Okay.
Because some shit was not going my way.
Okay.
And he actually stopped me because he's a real friend. He was like, you need to settle the fuck down right now. Mr. Pickles. You can call him that.
I'm emotional right now, so I'm just okay. So,
but I mean, he called me out because he's that level of it. He's like, you need to settle the fuck down. You need to calm. And like, he literally got in my face about it. Like, and he's not an aggressive guy. He's a very emotional, mellow human being, but he straight up got in my face. That's what I define as a true friend. But at the same time, I talk to that guy every single day. Right. So I can't call him my best friend because this is one thing that we talked about that I think was really, really crucial. We talked early on that, and we talked about it in the episode, but we talked about when writing the episode, we weren't going to talk about like best friends. We were going to talk about close friends.
Yeah.
And the reason why, and we said this in the previous episode, is like best friends are, you're basically putting your friends in competition. That's garbage water.
Well, I think what's cool too is we talked about doing it that way and it seemed like a fantastic idea. And then we actually took some time to think about it and you called me and you told me something that might not have been the easiest thing to maybe suggest to me.
Sure.
Because I'm not that suggestible sometimes
You're very passionate about it though.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
It's not that you're a butthole about it.
Yeah.
You're never a butthole.
Can you watch the language, please? I draw the line at butthole. Oh,
we're 3 F-bombs in, but you get mad at butthole?
Yeah. No.
A true friend. True friend there, folks.
This reminds me of a conversation I had with my friend, Mr. Buttholes. I'm sorry. Is this where this is going?
Well, you took it to buttholes. I was...
You brought the pickles.
Now, I think the reality of the situation, like all candor, like we're being silly.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is like, that's one of those dynamics where I can sit down and have a conversation with that guy and my trust is in him. Uh-huh. That's where, for me, to your point, to extend on your point, I think that's the thing about friendship that really matters is that until you trust, the way I define it is I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have only a few friends. And those few friends are the people I literally would trust and enable with my family.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I didn't trust you.
Yeah.
But I trust Mr. Pickles with my family. Like he's literally driven my kids up and down Gatlinburg. And so I trust him with that. Like we vacation together because I trust him, and his wife is fantastic. She's a pediatrician. So like perfect vacation partner.
Oh yeah. Not bad. Yep. Hit your head. We're good. Right?
Nah, I mean, a little bit. She freaks out more than we would.
Oh, because she knows.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
she
the
knows
trauma.
exactly
I've seen the other side of this where the whole house, like she goes, she has a hard situation, but she's great. So my point is like, that's the level. I have a level of trust with him.
Yeah.
Where I say what I need to say. And more importantly, as a friend, he says it back. He says what he needs to say back.
Now in the situation, I'm curious too. And if you don't want to, of course, but were you like in charge of were you directing? Like I was directing, control?
But he was the producer. So he technically was my boss.
Okay.
But he's not very aggro.
What does that mean?
He's not aggressive. Like he's like a chill dude.
I've never heard the short.
You never heard it called aggro?
No. You'd never heard of it called aggro? Where are you coming? We're gonna have to put your accent counter up. You sounded like the little caterpillar. You're like Russell Brand meets the caterpillar from David Bowie's Labyrinth. You never heard of aggro?
Maybe I was being the guy from It's Shiny.
It's Shiny. Who's that?
You never seen Moana yet?
Moana.
When you watch, like, when Evelyn gets a little older, and you watch Moana you'll call me as a friend and be like, can I tell you something?
Shiny. That's fun. How does that sound like?
It's a song. You would love it.
It's Shiny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sounds
really
fun.
like, but you're going to call me and you're going to say, can I tell you something? I'm going to be like, yeah, go. You can tell me anything. I'm your friend. And you're going to say to me, you're going to say this following thing. I'm really fucking sick of Disney.
Oh, okay. Oh, because the song?
All of it. Because you're just going to get burned out. Because kids watch that stuff on repeat. And you're going to hit a point where you're like, I just need a break.
That's like us and Barney right now.
Oh, boy.
Barney. My dad got Evelyn a Barney thing, and now it's
I love you, you love me.
all the time.
24/7.
Yeah. It's
Every time I'm here.
I mean, for now, until the show comes out, and then, of course, everybody's going to watch it over and over and over again.
Let me jump to this. So you have a friend base.
Yeah.
This is personal. I'm just diving in.
Can I ask you another question before we go?
I feel
like I want to get...
It's about Mr. Pickles and buttholes?
It is about Mr. Pickles. I'm curious how it made you feel, because you were like very passionate and like what's more on the story? Like you were being an ass, right?
Oh, you want to know more on those details?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It was for a big job. It was for Starbucks.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm working for Starbucks. Mr. Pickles got me the job on Starbucks.
Yeah.
And they wanted this lady to walk down a street a certain way.
Ah, okay. I don't know what that means.
He just gave me. We're going to give you guys a
course.
little inside baseball. Here's a little. We have a little thing on set when we're shooting the show.
Oh.
If Ed this is friendship talk. If Ed acknowledges what I say, but gives me 2 pats, that's because we're working on a kid's show and he can't say F you. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. He just had 2 little pats on the back.
Thanks, Drew.
He's like,
Thank you, Drew.
I already got it, you doofus. F you.
Booty head.
Now all of a sudden we're watching our words. What happened? We backtracked in.
I don't know.
Like, so can I ask you, let me jump in for this.
Okay.
All right. So here's the deal. So you're a very likable human being.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for that. Thank you.
You're a good dude. You're not just Ed Dudes. You're a good. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here. I knew you before Ed Dudes. Like I predate the dudes. Yeah. So I know you as Ed. I'm not going to say your last name.
Yeah.
Even though people could find it.
Yeah, for sure. On my Instagram, go follow me. They made me do it. They made me put it in.
Why
there.
didn't you put something like your last name is Dudes?
I had it as that, and then actually, so they came out with the verification thing,
right?
For Instagram, and I jumped on it right away. And a lot of people were mad at people for paying for it. I was happy to pay for it right away to get it, because with all the charity stuff, I know of a lot of people who have been ripped off by fake accounts. So I was like, yes, right. Done. And I put my full name out there and everything, and not for myself really. Just more people now know me by that name, by Ed Dudes,
right,
than they do my real name, my given name. But I'm proud of doing that. You know, a lot of people got a lot of hate. It's like, oh, well, they pay for it. It's like, I happily pay for it on a monthly basis, because I think it cuts down on the people getting ripped off, hopefully. But I know some bad stories about that too, because all the fake accounts.
Interesting.
Most people fake enough to steal your money, but not fake enough to pay for a blue check, because they don't have a driver's license either. So I guess they can't get it. So
fair enough. Okay, so you're verified. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, paid for on Instagram.
You're paid for and verified.
Paid for, yeah.
But legitimately, all right. So you, good guy. I know you as Ed, playing this weird instrument. Falling down for me, actor, think he's funny, try and find ways to work with Ed. That's how I know you. Yeah. We touched a little bit on this last episode, and you guys might, this show might be a progression. I don't know, because I'm a documentarian as part of my trade, and so I can't help but explore a story with you. And I think Ed, you have that same level of curiosity. So we don't know what's going to happen. So this is, again, unfiltered and raw, right?
Yeah.
100%.
If we're going to do a gression, we should do the progression and not the regression. No regrets.
No, I want regrets. No regrets on my arm. So
No
bad.
regrets. Let's do it after this.
I can't.
If this gets 10, Drew said this before the show started. If this gets 10 million
Okay, I'm in.
views and
All right, I'll
subs,
If I
Drew
get 10 million
is
views,
going to get.
yeah, I'll get the tattoo, but you guys get to explain it to my wife.
Oh,
She's like weird about tattoos.
let's go 25 million.
No, no.
10
Let's go
million?
10.
Okay, 10 million. No regrets.
Just 10 million views.
Okay, I like that.
What's she going to say?
Is there a time limit? Like
No.
Oh, okay.
I hope
10
I'm
million.
85.
Like,
I hope this happens
like,
at 85.
sir, can we help you? I need a tattoo.
I know a great tattoo artist that lives over here who's like world famous and he gets flown around for his stuff. Yeah, he's really good.
Would it be crazy? He walks in right now.
I know. I'd be so happy because he's so weird. He's so weird. He's a great guy. Shout out to Kevin
Hey, Kevin.
Black. Anyway, here's the thing. So you go out and we talked about this last week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to a previous episode. I don't want to go through the whole the origin story. We don't need that. It's like when someone makes a Batman movie. I don't need to know that Batman came to existence because his parents were killed by some criminal in the alley. We got that.
We're aware.
Or some
Yeah.
other dude was bit by a spider. We got that too.
Yeah.
We got the origin story. If you want to see it, first episode.
Yeah.
Right? Episode 0. The
Episode 0. The zeroest. The zero.
Dudes. The origin. I don't know. You've got the good creepy guy voice.
What?
Not creepy guy. He's
What is it? What are you saying to
The
me?
Daylight voice.
Little did he know.
You do that.
Down on Mulberry Grove Way was the superhero that was bit by the spider. Yes, Aquaman. Crushed it.
It's too much.
Crushed it.
Okay, so
Hello.
you launch
Yes.
Ed Dudes Happens.
Yep.
How does that scenario affect Friends?
Oh, gosh.
And I did it just teed up. I mean, right when I said the answer and you gave a look, the camera was on. It was perfect.
Yeah, great.
Do you want to talk about this? Do you want to dodge it?
No, I think it's no, not when you set it up like that.
I mean,
It's
the
like,
camera's
no,
on you. I can artful dodger it
I'm gonna
around
catch
you.
it.
You just be like, I have to pee. And then we come back and be
I
like,
do actually do. I'm not going to do it right now because then I look like I'm stalling. Speaking of, I said stalling, which makes sense for what I have to do.
But you had a little bit of an accent on the stalling.
Stalling. Oh, wait.
We're all British.
British.
Oh, did I tell you I'm a Lord of Scotland now?
No.
I'll pull it out. If only I had it close. It's right in here. I'll pull it out. We'll pull it out for episode, well, in a few minutes.
Are you
or whatever.
stalling?
No, yes, I am. I'm trying to formulate my response here. No, what's amazing is, yeah, it's been quite awful, really. But I'm so thankful too because I feel like, man, it's so weird because I feel like I had a normal number of friends, and then that normal number goes to like 1,000 people I've never met that I love and care about, to 5,000 to whatever, over 1 million people now. And I care about every single one of them so much. And some of the people I've been, in fact, a lot of the people I've been able to connect with on a deeper level, it's just changed. And it's very different. And I think part of it's my fault, honestly. I think my definition for what I would do for a friend.
Right.
And I know what I'm willing to do for a friend, which is basically anything. And I think I have, here's her baby.
Yeah.
Especially with baby and mama here now. I want the world to be a better place. And I love very hard. And I don't ask for help. I'm bad at asking for help. Terrible, really. But when I do, I actually really need it. And when I have, it's, no one picks up, And that's what's so nice about having this amazing community. I know they always have me, It's quite awful, really.
So let me say this way. What I think is interesting to me is that sometimes we've created these dynamics in words, right?
Yeah.
Words have a lot of power. We understand that. I mean, TikTok essentially is you're watching something, but most of the time you're hearing something, you're listening to something.
Sure.
In a lot of cases, or it's language. Either way, language has power. That's what I should say.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think is interesting is we have this word and we have this word of friend, and we take that word and we put all this meaning behind it, or we take meaning away from it. Then we have this word acquaintance that like people just dismiss that entire word. But the reality of it is, to me personally, there's people that I see that are acquaintances, and my definition of acquaintance is what somebody else might call a friend.
Yeah.
So here's the honest to God's truth. I love people. My goal, my job, my reality in life, not when I say job, I don't mean like my career. I'm talking about my job. My job as a human being on this planet, right?
Yeah.
It's been instilled, is to love people.
Sure.
That's my thing. Like above all, I love people, right? And so for me, even my acquaintances I love, much like you do. I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
And I see them and I love them and I'm grateful for them. And there's been acquaintances in my life that have changed my life
Sure.
more than friends have.
Sure.
But I may never have the intimacy level of the same vibe, right? Because sometimes it might be separate. So I think one of the things I think is interesting is we, as adults, we take this term and we say, oh, they're my friend. And then you get hurt very easily by them because in your mind, we've associated this word with, okay, friendship is defined as X. I am super kin to this person. And the reality of it is, it's not that they weren't your friend. They just weren't on necessarily the same level. Like we use that word loosely. I have a friend who says, Justina, who works for me. Justina says, everybody's her best friend. I'm like, that's cool. I get what you're trying to do. They're very inclusive. And I think it's awesome. But at the same time, do you ever feel like that maybe you've got too many best friends?
I haven't felt that way. I don't think. I don't think I've felt. What's funny is I think of the community as my family, and
Right.
they've been there for me so many times, and I do my best to be there for them as much as I can. I also start to. I think I said it in podcast 0 that I'm not sure that I think setting expectations for friendship or whatever, it's like some of the people I've met in my life, and this goes way, way back or recently or whatever, it just happens. It's like, man, I feel like I got a new family member, you know, and then, you spend all their time. I read something too, cause I've had a lot of people over the years, they call me all the time and I help them or I give them advice, and it's not the answer that they want to hear, but I'm being honest with them. And they call
You're being
back.
a good friend.
Trying to. I think a good friend is an honest one, and not one that doesn't tell you what you want to hear all the time, which sucks. And I think Jordan Peterson actually said it. It is not easy to be honest.
Yeah.
That is a huge weight. There's a reason it has to be taught, like what that is. But there's a way to be honest and respectful, and I think there's a way to receive a message you don't, like Mr. Pickles. And I mean it seriously. Yeah. You received the message. It might have not been what you wanted to hear, but you took it.
He's given me that same advice when I talk to him when I'm pissed at my wife.
Yeah.
Maybe that's right or wrong. Better than me talking. But he's been like, maybe you need to step back and look at her perspective. Like I'm in the moment mad.
Yeah.
But he's the friend that's like, I'm going to go toe to toe with a lion because you know me well enough. You've been around me well enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a badass at the lion. I just mean like I'll roar. Like I'm a very emotional person. So when I get to that point, I'm angry. I'm loud about it, and he will go toe to toe with a lion. That is a friend.
Kindness does not equal weakness, which is a big thing, and too. And I don't.
What a great quote.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's amazing too is I tell what. I think about my wife, who's oddly perfect. It's frustrating as shit. Cause I've been with her for, I don't know, a long time, 10, 12 years. 13.
Can we fact check?
She's going to fact check. She's probably listening on the other side. No,
she's got a cup to the door.
But, it's funny too, because like sometimes I can tell it's like, will you call somebody and just complain about me? Yeah. Like I think having someone around you where it's like, I think sometimes that for me personally, I think it can do Taylor a favor if I'm frustrated with her and I'm not talking to her about it because my temper's not getting in the way, or I'm not comfortable because I'm around her all the time to do something or say something I don't want to say. I think, for example, my brother's one of those people I call if I'm really frustrated about something, and he'll serve it to me, and then I usually calm down. He won't tell me what I want to hear. He'll tell me the honest truth. And that's why I call him. Not because he's gonna tell me what I want to hear. I want to be around people that challenge me.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem being around people who don't, but I think life's a lot. We all have so much to learn, and I want to be around people who want to be challenged. I think that's how we grow. And I want to be around people that believe in something bigger than themselves and have the ability to say, I'm sorry. No matter where we fall in line of some hierarchy or whatever predetermined by bullshit.
Yeah, it's interesting because in your world, I have a small taste of people in me having some success and people being buttholes about it.
Yes.
Right? Back to that word. Favorite word. In your world, it's amplified. Mine was a much smaller space. Your world is much bigger space. And with that comes along with, you not have only people that decide to be jerks, you sometimes have people that want to, as we say, troll out. Interestingly enough, I came in here today a little bit hot from telling you guys a story about this old guy that lost his temper.
Yeah.
But it caused me to look something up. And what I did is, and I'll cite the research best I can here, folks, but like I did research that I think it was from Vanderbilt, where they found out that anger triggers dopamine. So people that are trolling and being jerks in some sense are getting a dopamine hit from it. And I thought it was kind of interesting because in your world, one of the things that I've always found very fascinating about you, this sounds like I'm peddling and I'm not. This is honest to God's truth. Where's the camera? Honest to God's truth. In your world, you really do care about your audience, including the troll base.
I do.
That was did you hear the timing of that?
It was probably
ding?
a troll. That's probably
Yeah, but how
asshole.
perfect was the timing?
That was crazy.
It was like
that's somebody
ding.
now.
It was like message.
Message. It's like, I hate you. All this guy does is stick a marker in his mouth and.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. My point is that doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So like that's a disqualifier. So here's what I think is interesting: is a lot of times the one thing that we do very poorly, I think, as a society entirety. I don't know what it is outside of the realm that I'm in, the United States, and maybe they have better disqualifiers other places. We don't disqualify those things. That person's not a friend. They're an acquaintance, and they could be a negative acquaintance.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's someone who's going to come to the table with typically not something great. The term I've heard before was toxic, right?
Yeah.
So those people, you don't dismiss them because a real friend says, okay, let them say what they need to say. Right?
Yeah.
You hear them. That's the hardest part. And that's in the same in dynamics of friendship, right?
Yeah, well, and I think it was really, and I want to say something that I agree. I know what you meant, but I also want to say this too, that our worlds are the same exact size, which I think is important. It's like, sure, I might have a bunch of followers and everything, but our world is the same, and every single one is important. And I'm not correcting you. I just
I get you.
I don't.
It's not a quantifiable thing.
Sure, and I know you know that I too, it's funny because I'm thinking about certain people in my life that I love so much that I talk to regularly and everything. And I want to mention them, but I don't want to leave anyone out, and that's an internal, that's why it's like, they know I'm thinking about them right now. They know who they are. They know I love them, but they also know my heart where they're not here for watching right now, which I know they will, because they love me and I love them terribly.
That's why you gotta pick one and give him a name like Mr. Pickles.
Yeah, we'll call him the Dudes Crew. That's what they call themselves. I don't like the whole crew thing. I feel like the outsiders, but it's like the club or whatever. But they know how much I love them, and if they actually, I think most of them don't know how much I care. Yeah. And it's funny, yesterday after the video, I told you last night I was having a hard time. I opened my phone and there's so many positive comments, and I saw a lot of very
Sure.
not kind ones. And I told Taylor, I think it was the last thing I told her other than I love you before I went to bed. I'm not sure all those people that are not being kind know how much I care about them.
Right.
And I think if they had any inclination, they might pick their words differently. But I'd rather receive it than a kid.
But that's the danger. But that's the danger. The internet is often a one-sided friendship. Is that fair to say? Your community's a little bit different, but in general, we could not your community may be special because I see there's a lot of interaction.
Terribly special, yes.
Yeah, but in general, the internet is for a creator or anybody that if you put yourself out there in any capacity, even if it's a post on Facebook. Think about this. Not to your point, everyone's special in that sense. You put a post on Facebook, whether it's agreeable or not agreeable with the mass public.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to be just general here.
Yeah.
The internet is a one-sided friendship.
I think based off what I've seen most of the time from both sides.
Yeah.
Where it's like and we've talked about this. I can't turn off how much I care. I try.
Right.
I can't think of 1 million people every day, but I can't by individually, but I can think of them as a group and think of what that number. I'm obsessed with numbers anyways. Right. I can tell you it's odd too. I hate it. I hate my brain. And I said it before. I could tell you the budget of Jim Carrey's Grinch movie. I can't tell you the name of which one that is. I could tell you the budget. I could tell you the box office number, global box office number.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I could tell you numbers that relate to that number because I'm weird like that. And, but I obsess over kind of that stuff. And I feel like my family went from this big to massive.
Right.
And then my daughter's born and I want to save the world. Or I want to make the world a better place. It'd be nice if I could. If I could, I'd do it. If I could give myself for everyone else, I would do it in a heartbeat.
So there's something interesting we talked about on the show. Did it make it into I don't think I put this into the fun facts for AWD, which is a wonderful day. If you have not seen it, it's a kid's show that we have created. This is the Adult Swim version of that, like not the Cartoon Network Adult Swim, but this is like the adult show, right?
Yeah.
This is where we sit down as a parents and have a conversation, or adults, not even parents, just adults and have a conversation. So interesting fact, I think you only can retain 1,500 faces, something like that, right? That's what science says.
I think you had told me that, yeah.
That's pre-internet. So here's what's really crazy. When we go look at studies, and you're a case study and your community is a case study for this, it is entirely possible that what has happened is the term friend that was created whatever, if you look at the etymology, whatever the word, is that right for words?
Entomology?
I don't know.
Sure.
That might be
We'll
bugs.
go with it. Entomology.
Whatever the research, whatever the study of words is, I think it's entomology. Whatever the study of words is, if you go look that up, understand what that word was originated, right? And what it's meant and what it means now is two different things because we have the internet. Yes. We talk about it on the show, like a lot of kids have internet only friends. They're considered friends. They probably have these conversations. My brother-in-law is a prime example. And I've met this guy and I have spent time playing video games with this gentleman plenty over. I know that he's in the military. I know he's about to retire. I know that he was battling with a cancer situation. I know that his kids are teenagers. We talked about it. I asked him for advice about when my kids get to be like, I had general interaction with this guy enough to talk to him on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I've never met him.
Yeah.
So do we have to physically meet to be friends?
No, I think that's a really interesting point too.
It's crazy.
The answer is no. I think, but I also think it's very important, and I think I'm guilty of this, and a lot of people are. You need to treat like just randomly. It's like if I press my thumb on a button, I'm automatically friends with somebody on Facebook or TikTok or whatever.
That word.
So then everybody's like, "Oh, we're
right.
friends. We're friends. We're friends."
Right.
It's like, okay, you can use it that way, but you should also, just because a button was pressed or whatever, there's that connection. You need to think about it and protect yourself, I think is really important too. Don't get too comfortable. I think I've gotten too comfortable with people because of that. And some of the people that have really hurt me in my life in a way. And I'm not talking about one person or 5 people or whatever. It's just like people in general. Whereas you need to treat it maybe more as if you were at a gas station and somebody walked up and pressed their thumb on your forehead and said, "Hey, do you want to come over and tell me your deepest, darkest secrets?"
Right.
That'd be weird.
Yep.
But that also, it's like, I think we could fall into the trap because of the hubbub of the illusion of social media.
Right.
Ooh.
So that's where it's both a blessing and a curse in the same time. It's like it's a blessing because we have the ability to outreach and have these great conversations and be engaged.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then the flip side of that is there's a lot of danger and pain and problems and hurt. I lost one of my... so I had a friend. And this guy, we didn't live together, but we were friends together. We worked together in Columbia, Missouri.
Okay.
And his name's David. Maybe he hears it. Maybe not. Doubt it. Whatever. So Dave and I were buddies, and we were tight. We were like thick as thieves, I think is the old saying. And I mean, just super close. Got along really well. We had this joke about being red dragons. It was like this whole like bit. We have shirts that our wives made for us because, I mean, we were as close as 2 guys could be, right? And we were both creatives. And it was the same relationship you and I have. So if I ever seem guarded around you, this is why. And I'm just telling you, this is honest truth.
Yeah.
We were super tight fast. So we're together. Things are going well. We run this business. We're crushing it. They get pregnant. They unfortunately lose their kid, but it was very late term. So his wife had to pass. And so like very painful experience. Now I'm on the outside, but I'm so happy for them because they had fought so long to have a child.
Sure.
My phone's ringing. That's appropriate time.
Okay.
Let's see. It's probably my wife.
Should I tinkle too? Well, tinkle break.
I can fit. Do you need me? Is it so bad, or do you want me to finish the story?
No, I can go. I didn't know if we were getting ready to get real. I feel like
it's one of my buddies. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I think you should answer it live on the thing, and then
he's
not the.
You're running the crapshoot. Do you want me to?
Will you turn your phone here so I can see who it is? Make sure it's not.
Do you know Jeremy Sandy?
I do.
It's Jeremy.
I saw your. Gosh, that guy's handsome.
He's a good
young Bruce Willis.
Looks like a young Bruce Willis.
He looks exact. I have not seen him in forever. And then I saw you guys did a camera shoot, right, with him, where he's like going through the mountains.
It was a tribute film. It was a film called Heirloom that was about
Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember, and so everybody knows if you look up Jeremy Sandy, I was his body double.
No, you weren't.
I am actually. That guy's jacked.
That'd be incredible.
I'm just like
he's super
a hot dog covered in cotton. Like he's like chiseled and whatever.
He's a buff dude.
Whatever, Jeremy.
Yeah,
get out of here.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
he's a fun guy. He was in Deepwater Horizon.
He was, and he was in Entertainment Weekly. I wasn't jealous at all.
Yeah. Do you need to go pee? And I can finish my story. I kind of
got to tinkle.
Okay.
I think it's good.
I'm going to let it roll. You just go pee. And
I'll
just be radio silent.
Okay.
No, not right there.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ed had a tinkle, and we're back here live. This YouTube thing is sponsored by you. Make sure you tap it and the follow button.
That's what happens when you have to take a break. Anyway, long story short to my guy's story is that David is that I was with him when they lost their child. It was very emotional. Obviously very emotional for them. Sure. Emotional for me because I knew how hard they had worked for it. And they've been trying to have a kid. They have 3 or 4 kids now, so they've done well. A lot of practice apparently. But long story short, with him in that scenario, an email went through a text message got read, and that text message literally got sent to him, and it changed our entire dynamic. My relationship with the company that I was with was terminated immediately.
Okay.
I don't know why I was actually terminated. That was never given to me, but it was terminated. He stopped talking to me immediately. And what happened was people turned around and started telling lies. So here's the thing that I've always been cautious of. They told him that I was, I said all this negative stuff about him, which I didn't. I'd actually defended him the day before. It's a lot. There's a lot to it. A lot of drama that we don't need to get into.
Yeah.
The crazy part to me was all this negativity was pushed towards him. And instead of ever picking up the phone to call me to have a conversation,
Yeah.
it didn't happen. Now, there's two reasons for it I respect now as an adult that I maybe didn't understand at the time. One, if I was really not the man of character I am in terms of like, I am bullheaded, right? So if you tell me, well, you can't speak to him again or you lose your job. If I feel like I need to talk to that person, I'm going to talk to him. Nobody tells me what to do. That's just who I am as a person. That's why I have to have my own business. I can't work for others. Doesn't play well with others.
It's interesting. I want to define you as that way.
Yeah. I don't like being told what to do.
Okay.
If I feel like someone's being served injustice, I want to understand it.
Yeah.
Especially if someone's my friend, I will go to bat for him.
Oh, yeah.
End, right.
Yeah.
So, and anyway, he didn't. And it may be because he felt like in his situation, his hands were tied. He benefited from that scenario, so his hands were tied. So I don't want to speak ill. This is not an ill speaking thing. But he made that decision. That is one of the most painful. I still to this day, maybe once or twice a quarter, not to business it out a bit, but it is, I have a dream about him because it's in my soul how much I miss him. So I say that to say is like, we talk about friends and there's that side of it, but there's also to have real friends. It is a very painful gamble.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. My hair just fell out of my thing and I'm terrified of spiders. And I thought a giant spider was on me. It fell out of my man bun because of the Beats by Dre. Thanks, Dr. Dre. I'm so sorry.
I would like to, I'm going to,
literally
will you,
happened.
can you please just, someone on the internet capture what I think is one of the most.
It happened once and
I love you and I respect you, but as a gentleman, that sentence.
What'd I say?
Can I stop you for a second?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
No, this is what you said.
Oh, this is me?
My man bun just fell and I thought it was a spider.
My gosh. You could have I was trying to respect you too. I was like, if that spider moves again, I'm gonna lose it. And it hit my hair. I was like, I don't even know how it fell out. I don't even know where it went. Oh, it's stuck to my biofreeze patch.
If you guys didn't think this show was raw, you are crazy. This is 100%.
I'm getting old.
What I love about this is that we just had that interaction. That's as real as it gets.
Yeah, for sure. I don't need a hat or something. It's making
I think it's perfectly fine.
So that sucks.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that friendship at the end of the day is not just, it's not like a lot of times I think people paint it as this. I think the risk of friendship, it's an investment. You got to invest into friendship.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like sometimes it's one-sided, sir. Not that you said that, but I mean, maybe you do. I'm observing. I'm talking to you as a friend that happens to be in front of a fucking podcast right now.
Yeah.
But even those times you feel like it's one-sided, it's still an investment. And you've made the commitment to that investment. And I'm talking about your big community of friends. But like that's the reality of it. Like, does it always go swimmingly? No. Right. Shit hurts.
Yeah, and I think is David's. You said he might not hear this, and is he still on this earth?
I assume. I haven't talked. I mean, literally, like communication ended. That was it.
It's interesting too, because I bet if you said he might not hear this. It's like if we take 5 seconds, it might be the loudest 5 seconds of quiet in your entire life.
Yeah.
He should.
Right.
I heard it. I felt it in my soul. I don't even know David.
Right.
I don't necessarily want to know him right this second because I care about you. But
he didn't wrong me.
No.
But I appreciate you.
Yeah. But if he does hear this,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
I texted somebody. I spent a lot, especially before the show, where it's like I want my conscience clear. And also, I say sorry all the time.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
almost
like
Canadian.
Yeah, I love all my Canadian. I love you guys so
The
much.
best thing about Canadians are they're the most polite people on the planet.
They are, and I happen to share Canada Day as my birthday, July 1st.
Oh, you're
It's
kidding me.
Canada Day.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
See, the numbers thing. It came
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, you know the budget of the Grinch?
Yeah, go ahead.
123 million.
What did it make on opening day? Or what was
Opening-
its box
global?
office? Yeah.
345.8 million.
So what's a 2/3? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good split.
What's cool about that number too, it goes 1, 2, 3, then it goes 3, 4, 5. And then so the next number would be 5, 6, 7, which is a number that means something like you're on this spiritual journey. So then I went to that, and then the whole lightning thing happened, and guess when that happened? And this ties back to episode 0. The day that Bill Hader was born. I swear. June 7th, I believe it was. Little did he know.
Little
Keith
did he.
Morrison and Bill Hader. We're going to get Bill Hader on this show, and if he doesn't.
Speaking of, do you know why Bill Hader ended up in Hollywood?
Was he in The Grinch?
He was.
If you say that,
No.
I'm going to lose it.
He may have been. He went to Hollywood to be an editor.
Really?
He had no aspirations of being a comedian, and then it just so happened to fall. His story is fascinating.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, he's fascinating. He's a fascinating guy. Like Bill Hader. Get on TikTok, follow that guy right there as he sips his beverage.
Is Bill Hader on TikTok? Friends suck sometimes.
Yeah,
Or maybe what we expected of them. Maybe your expectations. Have you ever? And this was
that's a good point.
I'm coming to the realization. Maybe you just sucked.
Maybe I
Sorry,
did.
Drew.
Yeah.
But maybe I just sucked. Maybe I put some unrealistic expectation.
Aha! Back to square one. See,
Yeah.
you just segued back to the very point, which was, are we putting too much weight on that word? And do we need something in between casual acquaintance
Yes.
and friend?
Yes. I think there's a reason
New word.
why. Yeah, it should be friend. Look up, and we looked this up earlier. The Oxford Dictionary. Oxford Dictionary.
It's an Oxford.
Oxford.
To all your Brit friends.
Oxford Dictionary. Oh, hey, mama.
Oh, it's bedtime.
And baby. Is it bedtime? You want to give me a hug?
Are we really loud with these headphones? No. Okay.
It's not too bad. Hi, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Oh, you can't touch that. What you got in your mouth? What are you doing? I love you. Hold your head. That's a microphone.
Is that her toothbrush?
Can you say hi? Watch. No, you can't touch it. Can you say hi? Hey, say hi. No, you can't touch it. It's Aki.
Hi.
Hi. I love you. All good, mama. That's what it's all about right there.
Yep.
Little did he know.
Little did he know that girl was going to change his life.
Yeah. Oh,
You have no idea.
yeah.
It's just kids in general. Doesn't matter, boys or girls, whatever they are. A child is going to change your life.
Yeah.
It's just the reality. Whether you're friends, like it's one of your friends' kids or niece, nephew, whatever it might be, whatever this little individual is going to change your life forever. This person that you see go from point A to point B, when you see that transaction, it'll shift.
Yeah.
And it's gonna. The craziest part is when you watch kids and with their friends and that dynamic. That's the thing that's so crazy. Is like here we are as adults and we take this stuff very seriously, but kids, man, they'll bounce through friends like with resilience.
And they're fine.
Yeah,
They're not. They're like, okay, I'll get another one. Yeah. To a certain age.
to a certain age,
And then we
that's
start
correct.
understanding certain things, and then it's like,
But is it because we start making these terms and putting that stuff? That's what I'm saying. Like,
or
are
they're
we-
watching the way we act.
okay, a little responsibility. It's called leadership.
I think so.
Pretty big deal.
You know, if I say a bad word right now, she's gonna try and repeat it.
Yeah.
What if I
or
act
if you
that?
say fork, you also can't say the
Yeah,
word fork,
fork's a dangerous word. Very
especially in
dangerous.
public.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she needs a fork. Everybody's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Clearly, her dad, being that influencer,
Yeah.
says the F bomb all the time.
Yeah, good job, Ed.
Good
Ugh.
job there, Mr. Dudes. Raises his child to say fuck. She said fork, sir.
There's a lot of actually, do you know the history of that word?
Which one? For unlawful carnal knowledge?
Unlawful carnal.
That's the Van Halen album, I believe.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Guys, if that's not Van Halen, somebody correct me in the comments. Shout it in the comments if I'm wrong.
I was taught in 6th grade by a wonderful teacher. I won't mention him now if he's still teaching. He's fantastic. One of my favorite people. The meaning of that word was back in the day. Like villagers had to ask for permission to procreate, right?
Yeah.
So it's request permission for fornication under consent of the king.
Interesting. I wonder if that's real or if that's another one of those. Do you think teachers just like every once in a while just like
Slide one in.
slide a little
They're
joke
like,
in?
they're like, so if you really want to, it's probably not true.
Could you
at all.
please do? Could you please do the teacher sliding a joke in, but in the
Keith?
yeah.
Is his name Keith Morrison? I feel
it
like
might be
that's
Bill.
a singer. Bill Morrison. It's not Bill. That's Bill Hader.
If I call my wife, she knows his name.
Keith Morrison.
Do I need to? We don't have a Jamie yet. We need a Jamie, like on Joe Rogan show. We need a
Jamie.
researcher.
Jamie.
If we would go live, we could actually put somebody in there, and they could. But then we'd have to read the screen.
Taylor can come in now. As soon as she gets out, she can come in and she could
Like,
be our
Taylor,
Jamie.
we need you to
It'd be
research.
fun. She'd probably enjoy it.
We need you to research things
I think it'd be a good thing. She's not going to have a microphone, but
because I broke the other one. That's
Yeah.
what's happened, folks.
breaker.
Well, I ordered some stuff from Amazon. It didn't get here.
Uncle Jeff slacking. Uncle Jeff.
Uncle Jeff Bezos.
He seems
That's the
so
real
odd.
Mr. Pickles.
Yeah, I like Jeff out of all the big ones. You know, he's probably the one I feel like he's. I don't know.
No, it's Keith Morrison, by the way.
It is Keith Morrison. Why does it sound like a singer?
You're thinking of
Van Morrison. Or no, who am I?
Van Morrison.
Who's Van Morrison?
I don't know.
I'm mixing.
Wait,
you-
maybe that's. No, I'm thinking of Doon 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 Doon. The guy that sings.
Oh, that definitely keyed it. I'm like, doon, doon, doon,
Oh
doon,
no.
doon.
If I somebody out there knows what that is, and at this
Brown
time
Eyed
stamp,
Girl?
No.
Who
If
does that?
you knew what that was, you're thinking of Doon 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 Doon. I don't know the words, but it's a Jim Morrison song by
Jim Morrison.
who? Who is Jim Morrison, the singer of?
The Beatles. I'm sorry. The Doors, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's who you're thinking of.
That's who
you're
I'm
mixing
thinking of.
up Keith. Can you please perform a character that is Keith Morrison mixed with Jim Morrison and Keith Richards? You mix them all together into one new.
Did you see more? So Keith Morrison, Keith Morrison,
Yep,
Jim, and who else?
and Keith Richards.
Oh, Funk. Little D. Everybody knows where I'm headed. I'm like thinking album covers and then, like, does it make sense? I feel like it makes sense to me.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
God, who would have thought it'd go this way?
We were talking about Friends.
That just reminded me of the Brady Bunch and Davy Jones. Do you remember that episode?
But wasn't he from the Monkees?
Yeah, he was.
Fucking monkeys.
Yeah, and he came on. He came on that one episode, and all the girls fell in love with him. And the scene, they shoot him like in the recording studio or whatever, and he's like,
Girl, look what you've done to me.
No
and he's
way.
like, yeah.
Girl, look what you've done.
Anybody that knows will know.
Girl, for making the world seem brighter. Girl.
You fell in love. I fell in love. I was like 11 and a boy, and I was like, I like this guy.
That's
But I
when you
don't
got
know
your
why I
British.
said
Press 1 in the comments if you know who Davy Jones is. How about that?
I like that.
I'd like to see a lot of ones.
Girl, look what you've done to me.
What is your do you watch buddy movies?
Watch what?
Like buddy movies.
What
Movies
is
about
that?
buddies.
I don't know what that is.
Step Brothers.
Oh, love it. What?
It just doesn't surprise me. All right.
If you fall asleep, I'm going to fill this pillowcase full of bars of soap and beat the shit out of you. No, I've never seen it.
Okay. What about like Buddy?
The Elf.
Sure.
Taylor watches it 45 times a December.
Yeah, that's what happens to us too.
At least 1.18 times a day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I can't stand it.
But what about Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid?
Never seen it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. I know it seems like it.
I mean, it's one of the. Press 2 in the comments if you want to make Ed watch that movie. I'm just a little interaction. I wish we were live so I could get those pieces out because there's usually a bunch of dudes. Watch that movie. It's a classic, man.
It is. I'm sure of it.
What about we don't have enough, and I apologize in advance. I don't have enough girl buddy movies.
Girl buddy movies.
Yeah, and I have daughters, so I need to know more of those, and I
Is
don't have
Steel Magnolias a girl buddy movie?
Hell yeah, but I've
that's
seen the shit out of that.
Yeah. Is that
Slap Weezer. As a Southerner, like I feel like you have to know that movie.
Yeah.
Fried Green Tomatoes.
I love them. Oh.
That's a cannibal movie, though. Let's be honest. It's about cannibals.
Ooh, that's an odd. Can
Did
you
you know
just
that?
imagine? It's like people are like, "What are we gonna have?"
Now let me ask you something.
Imagine the first thought of cannibal. This isn't a funny thing to joke about. I wonder what that first time's like. It's like, what do you want for dinner, honey? We can get O'Charlie's. We can get Applebee's. It's like, I'm thinking.
I'm thinking our neighbor Ed.
Oh God, people are like, come over to the neighbors. We don't have basements down here. It's like, oh, we do. It's okay.
Oh yeah, right.
Man, that's weird.
But not really. You don't really have a basement.
No.
That was the best awkward.
Shut
up. Would you, as a friend,
Okay.
in Fried Green Tomatoes, would you take a bad guy and barbecue him and serve him to people
Oh my gosh, I don't
as a friend? Because that's
As a
what Jessica. I think that's what Jessica Tandy does.
I don't think I'd like.
I have just mixed up this movie. I'm so sorry.
I think we're mixing up the whole. This is crazy how where this has gone, and now
This
it's like,
conversation-
Ed, would you barbecue a human and feed him to other humans?
That's the plot of that movie. It's not the plot. It's just one part.
I don't feel.
They insinuate that.
Oh, see,
And it's not Jessica Tandy to Kathy Bates. Maybe it's just, it is Jessica Tandy, but to her friend.
Wow. James Caan kind of got in there twice, didn't he?
Is he in
'Cause
that?
Kathy, no, but I was thinking Kathy Bates in the other movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's weird. What's that called?
Great. Dang, man.
What's that called?
It's a Stephen King movie. She,
Miracle on 34th Street.
that's it. Because everybody needs that scene where Santa gets his ankles broken.
Oh, goodness. I know Santa. Good guy.
Oh, yeah. You know that guy.
I do. He's very good. Very jolly.
All right. So let's put it in summation. We learned something from this episode.
I think so.
Yep. Ed Wood. I just realized if I said that, I could make it.
As soon as you said it, I heard it too. Ed Wood.
I was excited about it.
Ed Wood.
Did you hear me how excited I got?
Uh-huh.
I was going to make a joke, but the Ed Wood joke was better than my other joke. All right. In full summary, what do you think we take away from this? Like, what is the takeaway for us as adults talking about friends?
I think the biggest thing is talking about it and what it means.
Yeah.
That the Oxford, and we got off on a tangent, the Oxford Dictionary's definition of a friend is missing a lot of things.
Right.
And Taylor was in here. We could look it up. It's like all about, it's just weird. Like I encourage people to look it up. It's like, that is not a good summation of what a friend is.
100%.
And I think we're too flippant, maybe, with the term friend. And I think we need to make sure that your expectations, and I'm trying to do that myself, that my expectations for a friend in my life falls in line with theirs.
Yep.
Or somebody's going to get disappointed. I feel like we've known each other for a long time. We're becoming friends, I think. But keeping each other on track and challenging each other, I think is important. I think disagreeing is important.
Yeah.
I think agreeing is important. And
Candor. For me, a real friend is candor with respect.
yes,
If I can, and we had this conversation One day we'll talk about it. But we had this conversation yesterday in which I apologized because I did need to own up to it for something that I felt like I did not, I was not a very good friend in that space. And I apologize to you for it.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is like, I think that's to all of your points, adding that in, if you can't be candorous with respect, then you're still in the acquaintance category for me.
Well, and I think it's good too because I felt bad too. It's funny you said it. I wasn't saying sorry because because you said sorry. I was saying sorry because maybe we didn't communicate clear enough.
Right.
And that was the thing. You felt bad about it, so you apologized. Whereas I think sometimes it's okay to feel bad and be friends and be like, you know what? I'm so sorry for this because I do that to myself all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And most of my friends are like, dude, it's okay. You didn't have to worry about it. It's like, well, I did.
Right.
And it's like, that shows me love, or compassion. And it's like, oh man, I'm sorry that you even felt that way.
Right.
Some lady hit our neighbor hit her car the other day. And like a week and a half ago. And she was going to check for sea turtle eggs on the beach, like real early in the morning. And she didn't want to wake us up and wake Evelyn up at 4:30 in the morning. So she waited. And then the second I was outside, she came over. It was, whatever time, 9, 10 o'clock. And I got back in the house and I told Taylor, I said, will you text her and make sure she's okay? Because I wasn't thinking about the car. I was like, are you hurt? And then I was like, that poor thing has probably been sick to her stomach. Because I know I'd be like sick to my stomach waiting, looking out the front door until they came out.
Right.
And it's like, car doesn't matter. Her feelings do, you know? And yeah, damn.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe if we leave with anything, is that we can be a friend. More importantly, we can be friendly.
Yeah.
Think about that. If you just add those 2 letters to it, you can be friendly, friend-like.
Yeah.
You don't have to be their friend, but you could be friend-like. Maybe if we were all a little more friend-like
Yeah.
to even strangers, the world would be a better place.
Well, and it's crazy too, because that kind of goes back. She was probably waiting to apologize, for it, and which maybe is what you were doing too. Once you realized, and one good thing, one good neighbor that accepts that and realizes it's like, dude, it's okay, and thank you for actually thinking that hard about it. Damn.
That's being friendly.
Yes.
Well, I think that's going to kill it for this show.
Yeah.
Dunzos. You probably have to pee.
I do, and we got to get the rights to that Davy Jones song.
No, I think we're okay.
End out with.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this. If you're claiming that your voice is that close to trigger YouTube to say, in fact, I will go ahead and put money down. I will put $100 to any charity you want if it gets triggered on YouTube because of your voice.
Oh gosh, do we want to test it?
Girl,
Do it. Just give it to it.
look what you've done to me. Babe, look what you've done. Girl,
I don't have any instruments.
look what you've done to me. And I said, girl, for making the world seem brighter. Girl, for making the world seem brighter.
I don't know the words. You got to have a whole band.
Okay, well, the whole band will do it. That will make me lose my money. But my point is,
We don't need
I don't think we're
instruments.
gonna
We
get
can
tricked.
use our mouth. You do drums in the mouth.
you do drums. I can't even do.
I like that. That
beatboxing.
was like a trap. Do that again, will you please? Puk. I heard your puku. Now just say caca. It's
No, we're done.
Spanish for
We're done.
poo poo caca poo poo caca poo caca.
That's how quickly the show can derail.
Yep. See you next time.